Hi, my name is Becca. I'm making this video to demonstrate a program I wrote in Java. So first I'll show you how the program runs, and then we'll talk a little bit about the code behind it. So this is Java, so we're going to build it first. And then we're going to run the program. We have here, also I should mention I'm using IntelliJ as my IDE. So welcome to the ATM. We've got a couple of options here. So we can choose to sign in, we can exit. If we hit the wrong button, it'll loop back and let us choose again. So we're going to sign in. The person we're going to be Jane today, and her ID is 1, and her PIN is 321. And so this right here is actually comparing the ID and PIN against a database. And if it finds a match, then it's going to return everything else in that row, and then we can then access and update if we'd like. And so here, let's say, well, welcome Jane, we're going to check her balance. And she's got $350 in checkings, $1,300 in savings, and $1,650 in her as a total balance. And so here she can see her balance, and then she can also choose to withdraw from her checkings. And say it's 315.62. Let's say we're going to pull 0.2 cents. Don't know why. Anyway, we do that, but just for the sake of the video, we'll demonstrate this. And here we now see it's a solid 60. So if we check balance again, we can see that is reflected in there. And so that is basically the rundown of the program. You can also choose to withdraw from savings if you'd like. Here we could even just do, let's say $99. It brings us back down 1200, click balance again. There we go, loop back until we choose to exit. Once we exit, someone else can sign in. Let's say John wants to sign in. Oopsies, I hit the wrong button. That's okay. So with other IDs or customers, they can choose to log in as well. I'll restart it so you can see that. But it's not just Jane that can get access right here. We want to sign in again. We're going to pretend to be John this time. As we see, he can log in as well. So we'll sign up from here. And then now we can officially exit whenever you're done with the ATM. And so that is how the program works. So behind the program, I use 3 different classes and a database. So here for our database, I'll show you this first. This is what the diagram looks like. We go back to over here. Where is it? So, and this is one of the queries we can run. So there's that. Or we can select all from person. And this will show us all the people that we have in our database right now. I just put in a couple of people just for the sake of demonstration and testing out the software. So there's that, but we have 3 different classes. We want to import packages. If we want to get input from the user, which in this case we do, we need to import the scanner. And that one we declare it here. We're going to be system in. We also need to declare some member variables if we're going to use them. And so we're declaring in a private integer. So we have it the type if it's private or public or protected. And then we have the type, which is like integer, float, string, and then we give it a name and a semicolon, and then we end it with a semicolon. And this is also how we declare a class up here. So we give it whether it's a public or private, we say it's a class, and then we give it a name, and then curly braces. And then everything else within those curly braces are members of that class. So we have down here is some different we call these functions, but because it's a part of the class, we can also call it a method. And this right here will return our private ID up here. Because if it's private, nothing outside the class can access that. But because this is public, we can call this method in a different class, and we'll be able to get the same information. And so here's how we declare a function. So we public, we're going to make it void, it's returning nothing. This is the name. Got parameters if we're going to enter anything in there, and then curly braces for everything within it. And so this is just some of the code, how we can do that. Over here, we're connecting to a different class called the database. And this right here will connect us to our database. We have our member variables, and then our method right here, which connects to the database. And another class, which just checks out the queries and updates the statements. And so yeah, that is my program. It has much to be improved on, but that is where it's at right now. Thank you so much.